Money does not just change your bank balance. It changes how you think, what you are afraid of, what you believe is possible, for you and for everyone around you. 97% of millionaires share one common factor. Not education, not inheritance, not industry. They believed becoming a millionaire was possible for them. That belief drove their behavior. Their behavior created their results. Stay to the end of the video as we are going to tell you the specific mindset to adopt today, regardless of where you are starting from. The psychological shifts that the data shows are present in almost every person who builds serious wealth, and the traps they manage to avoid. Here is what nobody tells you about the journey from 0 to $1 billion. The psychology does not just improve as the money grows. At certain levels, it gets better. At others, it gets darker. And understanding exactly what happens at each stage and why is the most valuable financial education you will ever receive. Because the goal is not just to get rich. The goal is to get rich and stay rich without losing yourself along the way. This is the money psychology of $0 to $1 billion.
Level 1, $0, the scarcity trap. You are 22. Your account balance is $140. Payday is Thursday. This is not just a financial situation. It is a psychological state, and it has a name: scarcity mindset. Scarcity thinking leads to oversaving, underinvesting, and fear-based financial decisions. When you are broke, every financial decision is made from fear. Fear of the next bill, the next unexpected cost, the next month. Your entire cognitive bandwidth is consumed by the immediate. The future does not exist when the present is threatening. The paycheck arrives Thursday. By Saturday, it is mostly gone. Rent, food, the phone bill that auto-renewed overnight. There is no emergency fund. There is no investment account. There is no plan beyond surviving this month so you can survive next month. And the thought that sits underneath all of it, quiet, persistent, almost never spoken out loud, is this: people like me do not get rich. That thought is the most expensive thought you will ever have. Not because it is true, because you act as if it is. You do not invest because you assume it will not matter. You do not negotiate your salary because you do not believe you are worth more. You do not start the business because failure feels fatal when there is no buffer. Scarcity mindset focuses on what is lacking, worrying there is never enough money, opportunities, or resources to go around. The cruel irony is that this mindset makes the scarcity worse. It keeps you in the situation that created it. The shift required at 0. That thought is a program, not a fact. Programs can be rewritten.
The first shift happened in the mind, long before the money arrived. The next level brings a trap most people never see coming because it arrives disguised as success. Level 2, $100,000, the comfort trap. You were 30, you upgraded your skills, your income grew 6 figures. The scarcity is gone, and something new arrived in its place, something nobody warned you about: lifestyle creep. You earned more, you spent more. The apartment got better, the car got newer, the restaurants got nicer. Each individual upgrade felt completely reasonable. You worked hard, you deserved it. But the gap between what you earn and what you keep stayed almost exactly the same. Every dollar spent on an impulse purchase is a dollar that is not compounding, paying down debt, or creating options for your future self. The psychology shifted from fear of not having enough to something equally dangerous: comparison. You were no longer afraid of not having enough. You were afraid of having less than the people around you. The new car is not for you. It is for the version of you that needs to be seen as successful by people whose opinions you are borrowing rather than owning. Consumer debt looks different at this level. It is not the desperation debt of the broke. It is the aspirational debt of the comfortable. The renovation on credit, the holiday on the card, the lease payments on both cars. But here is what is also true at $100,000. For the first time, you can start. The emergency fund is achievable. The brokerage account is affordable. The first small, consistent investment is possible. The challenge
is seeing the opportunity inside the comfort, resisting the lifestyle inflation long enough to let the first investment compound. The shift required at $100,000: stop measuring yourself against the people around you. The Joneses are not building wealth, they are performing it. 2 levels down, 2 traps navigated. The next level is where something fundamental changes, because at $1 million, you have something you have never had before. You have something to lose. Level 3, $1 million, the preservation trap. You are 35, $1 million. The first thing that changes is not confidence or security, it is fear. A different fear. At 0, you were afraid of not having enough. At $1 million, you are afraid of losing what you have. Wealth preservation psychology. And the irony is, it can look remarkably similar to scarcity mindset at 0. Different number, same fear-based operating system.
But here is what the psychologically sophisticated millionaire understands that the fearful one does not. Debt is now a tool. Not consumer debt, structured leverage used to acquire assets that generate returns above the cost of borrowing. You put $200,000 of your own capital into a $1 million property. The remaining $800,000 is borrowed at 6%. If the property returns 8% on the total value, your actual return on capital deployed is not 8%. It is dramatically higher. This is how the wealthy use debt differently from everyone else. The broke use debt to fund consumption, the wealthy use debt to amplify investment returns. The tax system opens up at this level in ways that never existed before. Structures,
entities, strategies that simply were not available at lower income levels. The conversation with your accountant changes completely. The shift required at $1 million, debt is not the enemy, fear-based thinking is. The million is the beginning of the leverage era, not the finish line. At $1 million, you learn to make money work. At $10 million, the world starts treating you differently, and that changes how you see yourself. Level 4, $10 million, the identity shift. You are 42, $10 million. You never have to work again. What actually happens at this level is not what the fantasy suggested. The need for purpose does not disappear. What changes is the quality of your choices. Every yes is a genuine yes. Every meeting is optional. Every project exists because you want it. The toys arrive. Not because you suddenly became superficial, but because for the first time in your life they are genuinely affordable as a fraction of your wealth. The Lamborghini in the garage, used mostly on weekends. The boat. These are identity signals, to yourself as much as to anyone else. The kid who once checked his balance hoping nothing came out overnight now owns a car that costs more than his first apartment. That distance is real, and it deserves to be marked. Then the access economy opens. Private schools, the country club where deals happen.
Over dinner and nobody checks the bill. Cultivating a community of mentors and building collaborative networks are critical components of wealth at this level. At $10 million, the people you know become more valuable than the money itself. The private equity deal heard about at the club, the investment opportunity that never surfaces on a public exchange. Legacy thinking begins here. The family trust. The question that did not exist at zero, what do I leave behind? Abundance thinkers freely share knowledge, build collaborative networks, and celebrate others' achievements, operating from a foundation of generosity and optimism. The psychologically healthy person at this level has arrived at genuine abundance. Someone else getting rich does not make you poorer. They mentor, they invest in other people, not because they should, because they understand the compounding logic of generosity. The shift required at $10 million. The question changes from how much can I accumulate to what am I building this for? Legacy is not about what you leave. It is about who you become in the building of it. 10 million changed the quality of your choices. The billion changes something else entirely. The research on what happens psychologically at extreme wealth is uncomfortable, and it is important because the billion-dollar trap is available to anyone who forgets where they came from.
Level 5, $1 billion. You are 55, $1 billion. A 1% annual return on $1 billion is $10 million a year, generated automatically while you sleep. The money makes more money in a year than most people earn in a lifetime. And the psychology at this level is where the research turns dark. The hedonic treadmill, that mechanism where joy fades and you chase the next high, is particularly vicious at extreme wealth levels. The first boat was thrilling, the second was expected. The private island is just the house with more maintenance. You are not happier, you are not more satisfied, you are more powerful, and power is a different drug entirely. As your wealth increases, your empathy decreases. Your ability to relate to people who are not like you decreases. It can be very toxic. Wealth has been shown to diminish empathy and compassion, clouding moral judgment. The sports team gets purchased. Not for the financial returns. Owning a sports team is typically a poor investment relative to alternatives. For the status. For the ego satisfaction of owning something millions of people care about. For access to the room where other owners sit. The private jet means you have not queued for anything in years. The staff means you have not cooked, cleaned, or navigated a bureaucratic process in longer than you can remember. The ordinary friction of ordinary life. The friction that connects you to the lived experience of the people around you has been entirely removed. The person who grew up checking their balance at $140 on a Wednesday is so distant they are practically fictional. The money stopped being a tool and became the identity. The accumulation became the purpose.
The power became the drug. The trap at $1 billion. The version of you that understood what it felt like to need something is the most valuable thing you own, and extreme wealth is specifically designed to take it from you. The key, what this means for you today. You are not a billionaire. You might be checking your balance this Thursday, hoping nothing came out since Monday. Here is what the entire journey teaches you. Start with the millionaire mindset today, not when you can afford to. 97% of millionaires believed it was possible for them. That belief is free. The thought, people like me do not get rich, is a program. Rewrite it now. Adopt abundance thinking. Abundance thinkers operate from generosity and optimism, believing that creating value for others benefits everyone in the ecosystem. Someone else getting rich does not make you poorer. Celebrate their progress. It is evidence the destination is real. Build income not linked to your time. The $400 dividend, the first rental income, the first dollar that arrived without you trading an hour for it. Start small. The proof of concept matters more than the amount. Use good debt. Avoid bad debt. Consumer debt is wealth destruction with a payment plan. Structured debt on assets generating returns above the cost of borrowing is leverage. Learning the difference is the most important financial distinction available to you. Never forget where you came from. Not as sentiment, as strategy. The $140 on a Wednesday. The supermarket checkout maths in your head. That memory is your most valuable psychological asset. It is what keeps the money from changing you in the ways the research says it changes almost everyone else around you. The money is a magnifier. Whatever you bring to it, it makes more of. Bring the right things.